Welcome to Teacher Black Adam, question 7, and then we have information for Thando that has 13,000 worth of phone, and then after 6 years the phone value depreciated, so we're going to use depreciation equation. So there we have the final amount, which is A, and then which is the previous amount, which is 13,000. So we have 8337.75 is equals to 13,000 initially, and then depreciating at the interest, and then a period of 6 years. And then from there we solve for I. So 1 minus I is equals to plus or minus, that's going to be root 6 of 8337.75 over 13,000, and that's equals to, so that would be negative I. So we're solving for I, remember that's a root 6, so negative I is going to be root 6 of 8337.75 all over 1300 or 13000 minus 1. So take 1 to the other side, so solving for negative I. So finding the value of that, that's going to be negative 0.7135. So I is going to be 0.7135. So multiplying that by 100% gives us 7.14, rounding off to 2 decimal places percent. So that's the interest. So it was the value is decreasing at 7.14% per annum. We're going to the next question now, and then we have that value, which is 80,000, 36, 48 period for each, and then you can pause and go through the problem, and then from there you have to from there we write the equation there for Eric. So remember that Eric had to pay a full amount of 1,402.31 cents, and then for how long? For 8 months. So that's straightforward, because we're required to find the difference and how much they invested for the trip. So that is going to be 67,310 rand 88 cent. So that's for Eric. So now we analyze for Thandi. Thandi decided to invest a year later, so which means a year less, and that will be the equation for the investment is the future value is going to be x bracket 1 plus I to the power n minus 1 over interest. Interest is 8.6%, and then we have the 6 months, and then the future value is 80,000, and then so from there we can now follow the formula and then substitute. So what we have there, we have the future value that's saving to make 80,000. That's the target. So we want to know that if you're making 80,000, how much you pay per month. 1 plus the interest rate, which is 0.086, that's 8.6% over 12, because compounded monthly. Then that would be 36 times, so that the total is 36 months, so they put 36 there. So the interest is gonna is gonna be 0.086 over 12, and we have 80,000, so that's gonna be 80,000 multiplied by 0.0, you cross multiply, so 0.086 over 12 is equals, we simplify all that. Simplifying all that gives us 0.29314843 and so forth. And then from there we write everything that we have, so we don't want to round off because it's going to confuse us and we're going to get different values. So simplifying that, x is going to be it's gonna be that information over, and that is going to be over, it's supposed to be over 80,000. Okay, so simple, that simplifies it to 5738 all over 80,000 multiplied by 0.086 divided by 12. That's our answer, 0.2 something, and then our total information value will be 1955.78. so that's the value for x. That's the amount you're gonna pay every month. So it's gonna be that period times 36. So that's for Thandi. So how much money that's gonna be? It's gonna be 70408. Okay, so 70,408 rand 88 cent, and then we're going to minus Eric's amount. So that one there, the amount that we found there, which is 70,408 rand 8 cent, minus 67,310.88. so the difference there is going to be 3,097 rand 20 cent, rounding off to 2 decimal places. So that's the answer for 7.2. Then from there we have to move on to the last question. So the question is for Lesibana, who has a loan of 225,000 and hasn't paid for how long? Hasn't paid for 4 months. So that means 4 months. The 4 months that we have, 4 months unpaid, and then the bank still gonna accumulate interest on the amount that is not paid. So that's 1 month. Remember that 1 month is free, so you get a free for 1 month to pay. They give you 30 days. 30 days almost a month by law. So from there we substitute the equation. So we have a is equals to p bracket 1 plus I to the power n. So we want to know that for it's gonna be 4 minus 1 is 3. So for 3 months the amount will accumulate interest. So that means we have 225,000 accumulating interest for 3 months. So that's 0.009 all over 12 to the power 3, and that when simplified gives us 230,000 and 100 rand and 56 cents 37. So we put all the information there since it's not our final answer. Then after 4 months, okay, so after 4 months, so we have now started to pay. So we need to know that we use the equation for the present value x bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus I to the power negative n all over I, and that to give us 230,100 rand is equals to, we know that our x is 5,500 given on the information. So it's 1 minus 1 plus I, which is 0.09 over 12 multiplied by negative power negative n over 0.09 over 12. And then when you substitute, the next thing that we need to do is just to simplify. So you must be very careful when you simplify. So we know that we cross multiply, so we have 5. So simplifying all that gives us 1.0075 to the power negative n, okay, is equals to 100.5637 multiplied by the interest of 0.09 over 12. So we just cross multiplying the left to the bottom, so that's what we do when cross multiply. So we have bracket 1 minus bracket 1.0075 to the power negative n. So it's going to be whatever information we have on the right. Okay, that one there should give us 1725.75 4228. So we write all the information there, all that over 5500. Okay, it's 5500, 5500. Now with all that information in hand, we have to simplify further. So we have to remove 1 there from the bracket. So it's going to be negative 1.0075 to the power negative n is equals to, simplifying the one on the right gives us negative 1 plus simplifying all that, negative 1 plus 0.313773 and so forth. And then whatever is information we have there, so we have to negative 1.0075 to the power n is going to be negative everything on the right, negative 0.686 and so forth. So we have that information there on the right, and now it's negative on both sides, so we're going to have positive. So negative n is going to be log, because when both sides are negative then it becomes positive. Okay, so remember, negative times negative would give us positive. So there becomes positive when we divide by negative on both sides or multiply by negative, either way. So we have to solve for negative n, so we're going to use logarithm. So it's going to be negative log 0.686 and so forth, all that divided by log. So that is our base, so it's going to be log bracket 1.0075, and our information there gives us negative 50.394 and so forth. And then we round off, so negative on both sides, so which means we have n is equals to 50.40, rounding off. So that becomes our answer, and that's 50.40. The n there value is months, because compounded monthly. Thank you for watching. Don't forget